Servant here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to discuss some coverages that every talent agency should at least be aware of to protect their business. And then I'm going to give you my recommendation on where you could go to get the best business insurance. Now, there are a lot of unique exposures when it comes to talent agencies, whether you're working with actors, musicians, models, or any other type of creative client. There are some liability exposures, and you'll be glad that you have the right insurance in place in the event that something happens. First and foremost is going to be general liability. So this is going to be your slip, trip, and fall hazards. So let's say an athlete that you represent slips and falls on the way to your office, and that causes them to miss some sporting events, and so they make a claim against you for lost wages. General liability would help cover your athlete's lost wages, and it pretty much covers any third-party liability for libel, slander, false advertising, things of that nature, including bodily injury and property damage. Next is going to be professional liability. So this is going to cover you against allegations of financial loss due to your advice or services. So let's say one of your employees accidentally gives the wrong address to one of your clients, and they go to the wrong location where they were supposed to have an audition, and it causes them to lose revenue. This is a common mishap that could happen in any type of business, but professional liability would help cover you. Next is going to be a business owner policy, or also known as a BOP. So what this is going to do, this is going to combine your general liability with your commercial property. So you could get coverage for a building that you own or a space that you lease, and you could also get coverages for add-ons, like things like business interruption coverage. So if you were to suffer a property damage loss, business interruption would help get costs associated with getting your business back up and running. Next is going to be an umbrella insurance policy. So you may want to consider an umbrella policy if you think that your general liability limits may exceed if you were to happen to have a claim. For instance, we have a client that is in the same industry, talent agency, and they were moving office locations, and their new landlord required them to have $3 million worth of general liability, and they currently only have $2 million in coverage. So in order to make sure that they were meeting their insurance requirements for their new office building lease, what we did is simply put an umbrella on top. That's why it's called an umbrella. So it goes on top of your underlining GL, general liability. Last but certainly not least is going to be workers' compensation. So if you have any employees, workers' comp is required in almost every state, and this is going to help cover your employees' lost wages, medical cost, and rehabilitation cost if there was an injury on the job. So you definitely want to make sure that you make the investment into workers' comp as soon as you think about hiring. So now that you know the coverages that are going to help fully protect your talent agency, I want to give you a recommendation on where you could go to get the best business insurance. And the next steps to coverage is as simple as a few clicks below, or feel free to give our agency a call. We work in almost every state. Our phone number is 858-277-1585. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.